From New York City, it's the Thanksgiving Day Parade on CBS, featuring non-stop holiday excitement, filled with an amazing lineup of spectacular balloons, high-stepping marching bands, one-of-a-kind floats, and special musical performances by country superstars Big and Rich and Kenny Chesney. Also dropping by our CBS anchor position in Times Square, making special guest appearances are Guiding Lights' Kim Zimmer and Ricky Paul Golden. From As the World Turns, Michael Park. And the star of the Tony Award winner Avenue Q, John Tartaglia. Exclusive performances from the smash hit Broadway shows Wicked and the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee. And we'll have holiday commentary by Gary Valentine from the King of Queens. And now, to start the festivities, let's go right to Times Square with this morning's co-hosts from The Early Show, Hannah Storm and Dave Price.
Good morning, everybody, and happy holidays. Welcome to the Thanksgiving Day Parade on CBS, and you can see the festive atmosphere out there this morning. You can feel the anticipation, the fun, and all the excitement, and some people trying to stay warm, Dave.
You gotta remove the cap to be able to see the parade. Everybody's ready to have a great time in New York City this morning. Good morning to you. We're coming to you live from the Hard Rock Cafe in Times Square. And as you can see, New York City is celebrating the holiday in big numbers today. In fact, despite the forecast, a remarkable 2.5 million people have lined the streets.
Not only New Yorkers, people have come from all over the country. They're ready to take in all of the fantastic sights of the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
We were a little bit concerned about the winds. That's not going to be a problem, it appears, out of the southwest, about 10 to 20 miles per hour. 39 degrees in New York City, and everyone's bundled up ready for a great time.
And it even seems as if the rain is holding off. So good morning, everybody. We're all set. And from the early show, once again, I'm Hannah Storm.
And I'm Dave Price. The ultimate Thanksgiving celebration is about to happen to all of us. And I have to say, I cannot believe it's the holidays already. I can't believe it's a year since we were here last.
I can't believe I feel like Halloween was just yesterday. But here we are. It's Thanksgiving 2005. And this is definitely the best way to bring it on. We've been doing this since we were kids, watching the parade. So happy to bring it to you today as the turkey is in the oven, the family's headed over later, and right now we're ready for the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade and a whole lot more entertainment, right? We have today to get everybody in the spirit.
Wait until you see the lineup. This year promises to be the most spectacular ever. It's an amazing line of colorful balloons, people from all over the country like Maryland, gigantic floats, creative balloons.
Yeah, what is a falloon again? Because we say this once a year.
It's a balloon on a float. That is a falloon. We will test you at the end of the program. So stay tuned for that. The kids are so excited, albeit a little bit chilly this morning.
Oh, they don't care what it's called. They're just out here waiting to see SpongeBob and the like, as lots of favorites are returning. We also have some new creations this year.
Yep, today we're going to be seeing the first ever flying art piece in the parade, Humpty Dumpty, designed by one of the world's top artists. And we are looking forward to that, and so are all these people.
You know who my kids can't wait to see? Dora the Explorer. She is so popular with the preschool set, and by the way, she's making history. She's the first ever Latina character in the parade. So Feliz Thanksgiving, everybody.
Personally, I can't wait to see Healthy Mr. Potato Head.
What?
It is Healthy Mr. Potato Head. Supposedly, he is now completely buffed up for Thanksgiving.
I thought you were supposed to buff up after Thanksgiving.
You know, you try and understand Mr. Potato Head so simply, Hannah, and he's a complex carbohydrate. Really, you need to watch how he has gotten himself into shape. You'll be amazed.
The Healthy Mr. Potato Head. Can't wait for that. All morning special guest stars and performers are headed our way. We're also going to be seeing this morning exclusive musical numbers from two smash hits here on Broadway, Wicked and the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee.
Plus, the city is going country with superstar Kenny Chesney, clearly one of the hottest performers today. How many people can say they spent their Thanksgiving with Kenny Chesney and Tom the Turkey?
Us. And all of you, right? Very
club.
Impressive. It's going to be an incredible day. The lucky crowd of people who get to see the parade before anybody else are bundled up just about 15 blocks north of here, just outside of Columbus Circle, which is looking so beautiful. And guess who we have out there this morning?
Is he handing out turkey sandwiches yet? Of course, it's a parade tradition going now for 4 years. Our Thanksgiving ambassador of goodwill on Street Patrol, the star of King of Queens, Gary Valentine. Gary, what's happening over there?
Hi, guys.
Oh, where you going?
I'm here to cover the parade for CBS.
Okay, can we see some ID?
ID? No, I don't have any ID. I'm Gary Valentine. I'm very famous. I have a microphone.
Okay, but we had a lot of guys today with microphones.
Excuse me, step aside, Gary.
Yeah.
Come on in, man. Come on. Go on in. Thank you. Enjoy the parade. Take care.
All right. Well, Dave and Hannah, if I get inside, I can give you more details on the parade from Columbus Circle. You know, for right now, I'm out here by myself. Can you guys call Dave and Hannah?
Oh,
Dave and Hannah.
I knew we had that.
Back to you guys.
Get that guy a
Happy Thanksgiving.
credential, man.
That's a shame.
Wow.
That's a
Gary.
shame. We're going to send people out
Take
to
care of
assist
that.
Gary, and we'll be back to him in just a little while. In the meantime, the celebration this morning is going to take us right smack in the middle of this incredible parade, but we're also going to be going all around the city to some major sites for some major surprises just for the holidays.
Right now, we're going to fly over to one of Manhattan's best-kept secrets, and if you've never been there, this is not to be missed.
It's the Intrepid Sea, Air, and Space Museum, which houses the original aircraft that flew from that warship during World War II. We're talking about a torpedo bomber, a Hellcat fighter, and a Helldiver scout bomber, just to name a few.
This place is really neat, and it's hands-on. It gives visitors an up-close and personal look at the real vintage aircraft, and even a virtual experience where you can feel like you're in the pilot seat.
I've done it. It's a ball. All this with a great view of New York City as a backdrop.
And you know what? The perfect location for performance from two guys who will definitely jumpstart the holiday season in a big way.
Let's go right to the Intrepid right now and welcome country superstars Big and Rich.
I see people getting mad on CNN. Who's right, Democrats or Republicans? I don't care who's right or wrong. I know a way we can all get along. Let's take a ride. Let's take a ride on the love train. Unwind. We'll be chug-a-lugging all the way. Let's roll like the Stones playing all day. Let's take a ride. Let's take a ride on the love train. The whole color thing's never made sense to me. Who gives a hoot if you're red, yellow, purple, or pink? We're all mixed up anyway. We might as well give each other a break and take a ride. Let's take a ride on the love train. Unwind. We'll be chug-a-lugging all the way. Let's roll like the Stones playing all day. Let's take a ride. Let's take a ride on the love train. So let's forget about the hating and the way the Bulls are playing without Jordan on the team and the high price of gasoline. If you're living in a bubble, then I guess you got no troubles. If you're anything like me, well then I bet you really need to take a ride. Let's take a ride on the love train. Unwind. We'll be chug-a-lugging all the way. Let's roll like the Stones playing all day. Let's take a ride. Let's take a ride on the love train. Let's take a ride on the love train. York City.
They're terrific.
Love everybody.
How about it?
I love that hat, too. You got to get one of those.
Big and rich. We're
Very
hungry
sweet.
and hungrier.
Oh, yeah, no kidding. And Big and Rich are back later on with another song, especially for us. What a way to kick off Thanksgiving morning, huh?
I'm raring to go. Plus, we've got exclusive performances from the Tony Award-winning Broadway shows Wicked and the 25th Annual Putnam County Spelling Bee.
I can't wait for that. Also, get ready because you're not going to believe what is floating down the parade route today. We got Healthy Mr. Potato Head, Dave's favorite. Garfield, Humpty
Dumpty is going to be there.
What about those giant M&Ms? I love those
Huge. Wait
things.
till you see them walk down the streets. It's incredible. These are things you don't get to see every day.
They're going to be floating down the street, not
In the
walking down the
meanwhile,
street.
though, I'm
Right.
telling you, we've got all this excitement just beginning to bubble up.
Hey, and when we come back, you're going right inside the Hard Rock Cafe. Dave hanging out with one of his close personal friends, one of the biggest stars in music. His new album, The Road and the Radio, is a huge success. This guy's on fire right now.
Let's just say Kenny Chesney is in the house, so don't go anywhere. Make no mistake, and Thanksgiving 2005 is here. Our amazing celebration is continuing. The parade has started. It is coming in our direction down Central Park West. You don't go anywhere. You're watching CBS.
The Thanksgiving Day Parade on CBS. This program is sponsored by S.C. Johnson, a family company. By J.C. Penney. To fill the season with wonder, unwrap the magic. It's all inside J.C. Penney. And by One Touch. One Touch changes everything.
Welcome back to New York City, everybody, and happy Thanksgiving. I'm Hannah Storm. We are gearing up for what is going to be an incredible holiday parade. Some fantastic sights will be floating right by us down the streets of New York. But first, I want to check in with my co-host, Dave Price. He's warm inside the Hard Rock Cafe with one of the biggest and hottest stars in music. Dave?
We've now moved inside the Hard Rock Cafe to unveil the J.C. Penney first gift of the holiday season. Is everyone having a great Thanksgiving? And you know what? We are all excited about kicking off this season because what we're talking about is going to benefit the J.C. Penney After School Fund. And here to help us out, please welcome BNA recording artist and ACM Entertainer of the Year, my buddy Kenny Chesney. Good crowd.
Hey, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Same to you.
All right, you have got this great new relationship going with JCPenney and the JCPenney After School Fund.
Yeah.
What are you hoping to accomplish with all this?
Well, we're trying to make sure that children have a safe and constructive place to go after school. And right now, about 15 million kids are going home without proper supervision. And sometimes that can lead to to some problems.
Now, what is the JCPenney After School Fund doing to help solve these issues?
Well, they're partnering with organizations all across the country to build high-quality after-school programs and to make them available for more families. And over the past 5 years, the company and the fund have given over $42 million to make sure that
$42 million! That's remarkable. That is remarkable. Now, tell us about the JCPenney First Gift Program and how all of that ties in.
Well, that's one of the main ways they're raising money to support these programs. And every Thanksgiving, JCPenney offers what they call the first gift of the holiday season. And all their net profits from it go to the JCPenney After School Fund.
Now, this year's first gift is your new CD.
That's right. We just released this new record this month. The CD is called The Road and the Radio, and it's on sale right now at every JCPenney store.
So let me get this right. When you buy the CD at JCPenney, you're actually helping support after-school programs at the same time?
That's right. That's the plan, and I'm really honored to be a part of it.
Well, we are thrilled to have you here celebrating Thanksgiving with you.
Good to be here.
Thrilled to be partnering with JCPenney as well. You know what? Why don't you get ready, get prepared, go sing us some country music. His new CD, by the way, is called The Road and the Radio, and it's the JCPenney
first gift of the holiday season. And now, performing the hit single, Living in Fast Forward, once again, Kenny Chesney.
That's what we're taught. Well, I've treated this one like an old honky-tonk. Greasy cheeseburgers and cheap cigarettes. One day they'll get me if they ain't got me yet. 'Cause I've been living fast forward, a hillbilly rock star out of control. I've been living fast forward. Now I need to rewind real slow. They settled down, got nice little houses on the outskirts of town. They work in their office, drive SUVs. They pray for their babies and they worry about me. 'Cause I've been living fast forward, a hillbilly rock star out of control. I've been living fast forward. Now I need to rewind real slow. I'm always running, son of a gun, and I've had a good time, it's true. But the way I've been going, it's time that I tone it down just a notch or two. Oh,
Chesney on Thanksgiving Day at the Hard Rock Cafe. How about that? Now, since Dave is, hanging out with musical superstars, I thought I'd invite some of my buddies over to hang out with me from the Tony Award-winning musical Avenue Q, which is now taken over Las Vegas. John Tartaglia and Rod.
Happy
Hi, Rod.
Thanksgiving, my little hot pockets. How are you?
You're great. I love your pumpkin attire.
Thank you. I wore it for you, Hannah.
Aww.
It's all for you.
I miss you, honey. You're
I miss
all
you
the way
too.
in Las Vegas.
You never call, you never write.
I
am in Vegas.
Your name is up on huge marquee lights.
It is. I'm like Peter Allen. I'm bi-coastal. I'm here in New York on Broadway, and I'm in Vegas.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm very confused.
You and Celine Dion.
I know. She's been teaching me how to sing,
Oh, really?
Yeah, I beat my chest like she does. It's wonderful. It's good for the diaphragm.
Now, what are you doing here, though? Because you've conquered Broadway, you've conquered Vegas, right?
Well, I decided, now that I've done that, the next step naturally is to be your co-anchor. I want to work with you, Hannah.
Oh.
I watch everything you do.
Oh, my gosh.
I have you on DVD.
Oh, you're so
You're
sweet.
magical.
Hey.
Wait, who's the guy? Oh, Dave. Hi, Dave.
That's my,
Felt boy, listen to me.
That's a slur to my people.
No, we have had problems in the past.
I'm a fabricated American.
Listen to me. Look at the nose.
I'm talking.
Okay? First of all, rain is not good for felt, and there may be some drops out there.
But you can stick me in tumble dry.
Secondly, all right, I don't like the gig, all right?
No.
No. It's not like Dress Like Me, sit in my chair, all right?
But I just,
You know
Here's
what?
What?
Do we have something for
I want to be
Roy?
part of the
All
magic.
right.
He's
Listen, I'm
just-
wearing
he won't-
Velcro. I'm warning you, I'm wearing Velcro.
I think you're wearing Calvin Klein, too. You
Stay
smell
away.
lovely.
No, it's English leather.
All
Now
right.
listen to me.
Same thing.
You want a gig?
Yes, I do.
He won't go away. He won't
All
leave
right.
us
I wanna
alone.
be
till we give
here.
him something
Just
to do.
like Gary Valentine, if you're
Okay.
willing
Uh-huh.
to go out there
Okay.
in the rain potentially
I could do that.
and high winds,
Okay.
Right.
you can be one of our field reporters.
The heck you say?
No, the heck I don't say heck. It's a morning television show
Oh,
and
my
it's
goodness.
a parade.
Right.
Well, then I will do it.
Do you want to go?
Yes.
Go right now.
Gotta
Go,
give
go,
Dave
go,
his
go,
chair
go,
back.
go,
Okay.
go.
Bye, Rod.
Go.
Hey, Dave. Bye,
Bye,
Hannah.
John.
Bye.
John, watch him out there. Things could get a little wild. We're going to check back in with them later,
I
right?
almost lost my gig.
To a puppet.
But you know what? Things are exciting. We have all sorts of special guests. Now we have another street reporter. We're getting that much closer to the start of the parade. Prepare yourselves for floats, balloons, and the best marching bands in the whole country.
I'm glad you're here in this seat instead of Rod.
That means a lot to me.
When we return, we're taking a trip over the rainbow to the land of Oz with an exclusive performance from the Tony Award-winning musical Wicked. It's all happening when we return right here on CBS.
Stay tuned for a performance from the Broadway musical Wicked, coming up on the Thanksgiving Day Parade on CBS.
Welcome back to the Thanksgiving Day Parade on CBS right here in New York City. Hannah Storm and Dave Price with you here on the early show. We are sitting on hallowed ground, aren't we, Dave?
Well, actually, just above hallowed ground.
Right.
In fact, I guess you could say we're attached to it. Today, the marquee that is our home base for this morning show, you see it right now. We are just under that tent.
Right.
Has the name The Hard Rock Cafe on it. But this entire marquee area has boasted a whole lot over the years, history-wise.
This has just been a who's who of Americana film premieres, lots of live performances by popular musicians of the day.
Look at that. Tommy Dorsey. We had Benny Goodman, who used to play here as well. All the great rock and roll heroes of the 50s and movie stars.
You know, back here in the 1940s, old Blue Eyes, Frank Sinatra played here. Can you imagine? He caused almost a near riot. Isn't that fantastic old footage?
And of course, the king of rock and roll, Elvis Presley, played here. And of course, Love Me Tender was premiered here in 1962. And how about Kenny Chesney, who was just here, who was absolutely incredible.
He's fantastic, isn't he? What a great sport to come and play with us here on Thanksgiving Day. We've had some great musical performances our way, and we have some more coming up, right?
You bet. Before the parade marches our way, we have a very special holiday treat, an exclusive trip to the merry old land of Oz.
Good morning. We'll get right back to the parade in just a minute. First, we want to update you quickly on the weather situation outside. We're going to take a live tower cam picture for you this morning, and you see 279 there. Some flakes coming down. Looks like the snow has tapered off just a little bit. Roads at this point still wet, but could be slick in some spots, especially as the temperature is starting to drop. Viper radar showing us we still do have bands of snow crossing the area. Lightening up a little bit through Allegheny County, though it is a little more intense through the Latrobe, Indiana County also right now. Temperature is 33 degrees. It's going to be falling from here. Winds are out of the west at 13 miles per hour. You can expect it's going to be a very windy day today with some wind gusts up to 45 or 55 miles per hour. So we could see some snow squalls as we head through the day today. All right, well, Bob Allen's been our man on the street. He is live in Cranberry. We're going to get to him right now with a look at what's happening out on the roadways. Bob?
Rebecca, in the last hour, we've gone from high winds and blowing, drifting snow to relatively calm conditions here in Cranberry, but it is snowing at other places. Let's take a look at the PennDOT cam on the Parkway West near I-79. Now, the temperature is holding steady at around 32 degrees. Roads are wet but clear. Weather has been up and down all morning, but driving conditions have not really changed. A lot of people will be going a lot of places to visit relatives and family members. No matter where you're going, you can expect to see a salt truck, whether it's on the turnpike, the interstates, or the local roads. Reporting live in Cranberry, Bob Allen, KDKA TV News, and let's go back to the Thanksgiving Day Parade in New York.
For good, it well may be that we will never meet again in this lifetime.
So let me say before we part, so much of me is made of what I learned from you. You'll be with me like a handprint on my heart. And now whatever way our stories end, I know you have rewritten mine by being my friend. Like a ship blown from its mooring by a wind off the sea, like a seed dropped by a skybird in a distant wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? But because I knew you, because I knew you, I have been changed for good. And just to clear the air, I ask forgiveness for the things I've done you blame me for. But then I guess we know there's blame to share, and none of it seems to matter anymore. By a wind off the sea, like a stream that needs like a seed dropped by a bird in the wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? I do believe I have been changed for the better. And because I knew you, because I knew you, because I knew you, I have been changed for good.
Oh, that was so wonderful. Dave, who do you like better, the Good Witch, Glinda, or the Wicked Witch of the West?
Well, when I was a kid, I just loved that Good Witch.
Yeah.
You know, now that I'm an older guy, nothing like a bad girl every once in a while.
That's a little too much information.
It's Thanksgiving. You're supposed to share.
Yeah, well, it's the holidays. You're supposed to be nice, not naughty.
All right, we'll move on right now. Folks, temperature in New York City at this point about 40 degrees, and the wind's kicking up, to about 15 miles per hour. No problems for the balloon so far.
Yeah.
Wicked, what a remarkable treat. If you ever get to come to the city and watch it on Broadway, it's so good.
And we have a lot more coming up. Great performances. The rain is holding off, and our buddy is uptown. We're going to check in with our friend Gary Valentine.
Dave and Hannah, I have 3 holiday health tips that I abide by each and every Thanksgiving. Number 1, before you go anywhere to eat your Thanksgiving turkey, have an entire pizza an hour before. This way you don't overdo it with the turkey and the stuffing and the cranberry sauce. Number 2, I forget what number 2 is. Number 3, stick to your workout regimen. Do what I do. I have someone put me in a yoga pose, and then I try to get out of it the next hour and a half. That's what I do. Those 3 tips will work great for you. You'll keep slim and in shape. Happy holidays. Back to you guys.
I always wondered how he did it.
I know. It's amazing.
Remarkable
a pizza before
physique.
the turkey. Thanks, Gary.
All right, Gary. Okay, the balloon handlers are getting ready to pull some strings, which means the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade is coming our way.
Yep, you can hear it right now. Not only do we have fantastic floats and balloons, but also some of your favorite celebrities will be dropping by all morning to join us. Our Thanksgiving celebration continues in a moment right here on CBS.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Thanksgiving Day Parade right here on CBS. I'm Dave Price, right here with Hannah Storm.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. This is a great time to catch up with our friends, and we are very lucky to have with us our pal who plays Reva Shane in the CBS hit series The Guiding Light, the Emmy Award-winning
How are you?
Happy holidays, happy Thanksgiving, I should say. I'm having a hard time staying in my seat, though, with this band out here.
Oh, yeah, we got the Ohio University Marching 110. Aren't you incredible?
They have marched by. We, of course, have all sorts of acts just beginning to work down right here into Times Square.
It's the big turkey.
Yeah, the
It
big
is.
turkey, Tom Turkey.
I'm not talking about you, Dave.
Oh, thank you. I needed that clarification.
Hey, who's cooking the turkey at your house this morning?
My brother-in-law, Jay Brigger, he's down in Rumsden. I'll be leaving to go down there. I do appetizers. Deviled eggs are my specialty.
Deviled eggs?
Deviled eggs, yes.
Now, how long do those have to cook, Kim?
We'll explain it to Dave later.
How long does it take to cook an egg, anyway?
I don't know. I've never done it. You know what? We have Tom Turkey rolling by in the background right now.
Isn't he great?
That is
He's
indicative.
been around for a long time.
Yep, of course. Imagine if the symbol of our nation was a bald turkey. It could have been, because Ben Franklin was not too happy when the bald eagle was chosen over his proposed original native turkey as our nation's symbol.
He thought the turkey was a more respectable bird and an original native of America. I don't know. What do you think, Kim?
I don't know. We have wild turkeys all over our backyard, and they are the funniest things. I have never seen so many turkeys as there have been this year.
Yeah, we have a lot of
Everywhere.
turkeys running down the streets. And
You know what's funny? You guys live in suburbia. You in New Jersey, you in Connecticut. But what's remarkable about all three of us is I walk out my door here in New York City and I see turkeys running around everywhere.
Or you walk outside your door and they say, "There's a turkey."
All right,
Did you know
touche.
that only male turkeys gobble? I was reading this trivia. Did you know that?
And the wild turkeys have a really bizarre do you
What does
hear
it
them?
sound
They
like?
go.
Can we get a close-up shot of that? And Kim, can you do that again?
Please,
exactly.
You were wondering why she won an Emmy, ladies and gentlemen.
I can do a turkey
And this is
gobble.
why. Hey, what's going on? I want to find out what's going on the show.
So do I.
Give us some scoop, man.
It's all top secret,
tell
you know.
Come on.
Okay. What's going on is that right now I'm trying to make an arrangement happen between my son and my niece. They're in love and
What do
they're
you mean an
cousins, but they're
arrangement?
because nobody wants them to be together, but they're madly in love, and Reva's full of passion. She believes this relationship. They're only half cousins, and in a lot of sections of the country, it's totally legal and it's okay. And so they're in love, and I believe in love and happiness.
You believe in love now.
So
for
everybody's against me, and
22
people are throwing things at me on the street.
Like what kind of things? Eggs, deviled eggs.
Deviled eggs. Now, you've been doing this role, though, for 22 years.
Off and on. I left for 5 years.
That's
but yeah,
incredible.
It's been great, and she's maintained her dignity throughout. Hopefully, I can hold on to it a little longer.
Oh,
Hey, Kim, you've seen the big balloons blown up, right? All the
Oh, I've
kids
seen that, yes.
All the kids last night were so crazy to see Scooby-Doo.
Oh, I'm sure.
And this
Turn
is
around.
Scooby-Doo
They're coming down the road.
Yay! And
Look
he
at
is
that.
just incredible. He's one of 14 giant balloons here at the parade. And this is I like Scooby-Doo. I think he's my favorite.
Well, what's
Dave.
remarkable about this float is that the group that's carrying it is so coordinated. They stop at every corner for a hydrant and then move through New York City. It is 43 feet long, 37 feet wide, 42 feet tall, and is filled with 13,200 cubic feet of helium. 52 handling lines fly this balloon.
Right, look at that. You know, you see all those handlers down there? Well, obviously the night before they're held down with like heavy weights and sandbags and stuff. There are 2,000 people handling these balloons today, so it really takes a lot of manpower.
It is fun to go and watch them blow these balloons up at the night before, because they do. I mean, like the nose pops out.
Yeah,
people
it's fun.
applaud, and then a finger will pop out, and it's just
It's like the air mattress in my home. It's just amazing, but it just takes a little more than a minute.
Same level of excitement.
You are a funny guy.
So great being with you on Thanksgiving.
Guys.
Thanks for stopping
so much.
by.
I
Happy
really
holidays.
Happy holidays to you too. Hi, Mom and Dad in Tampa. Love you guys.
All right.
Mom and Dad.
Folks, that's it from here. Right now, let's go to John Tartaglia and Rod. They challenged my hosting abilities earlier, so we sent them out on the streets of Times Square to see if they really have what it takes.
Hey, guys.
Happy Thanksgiving. Hi, guys. Look, Dave, I'm dressing like you. I'm an official anchorman, and I'm here with the Caldwell family. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Where are you guys from?
From Poughkeepsie, New York, and Utica, New York.
Wow, are you guys having fun?
Great time.
Look at this amazing parade. Isn't it crazy? It's wonderful. What are you looking forward to?
Everything.
Everything. The Caldwell and Santa, of course. He's coming. The big guy's coming. Stay tuned. We'll be right back, everybody. Mwah. Happy Thanksgiving, you guys. Bye.
All right, thank you, John. Let's turn around once again. We got more coming our way. It looks like Big Bird. What's remarkable about this float, look at how the handlers are dressed.
Yes.
They're all dressed in yellow, and of course, this Big Bird originally appeared back in 1988. It's appeared every year since.
He is one of the longtime favorites here at the parade. He's wearing his red scarf adorned with the green musical notes and riding with 1, 2, 3 cymbals and his ABCs, and he's absolutely huge.
Now, again, to give you an indication of how big these floats are, his beak itself, look at the beak there, it actually extends 13 feet.
Right. I stood next to it last night, and it's it's absolutely huge. He's 63 feet long, 28 feet wide, and 46 feet tall, and he weighs a cool 468 pounds. How about that?
Unbelievable. There's so much more to come, everyone. Don't go anywhere. Stick around. Coming up, giant helium balloons, gargantuan floats, big brassy marching bands, and more celebrity guest stars.
It's all happening when we return with our Thanksgiving Day celebration right here on CBS.
Welcome back, everyone. We are in Times Square on this beautiful Thanksgiving morning. Beautiful because there's no rain. Beautiful because the winds are under 20 miles per hour. We're in good shape, and we're having a great time. So glad you're with us. I'm Dave Price.
And I'm Hannah Storm. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. And here at the parade, well, you never know what's going to float by, so let's see
take
what
a look
we have.
right now.
Okay, great.
All right, in the background, it's the Wuffable Weebles popping through the area. They first appeared in the parade back in 1975 for over a quarter of a century, for over 30 years now.
Now, this is a parade invention. It's called a balloonicle, which is actually a combination of a balloon and a self-propelled vehicle. So you see, they don't have any handlers. They're actually on wheels there, and they wobble, Dave, but they don't
fall down. But you have to wonder in this day and age what kind of mileage they get. Now, the Weebles characters, if I remember correctly, are Tibby, Bumpus, and Tooey.
You remembered that, Dave? You pulled that out of the recesses of your childhood.
Oh, Hannah, you know what? I live for these characters, so I've kept them in my memory from childhood to now.
And it was not on the script.
Look at that.
They're
now,
very
again,
cute.
These balloonicles still have attendants with them, making sure all goes well and making sure they are steered properly right down the street. All right. Here we go.
Ready to rock and roll? My kids love these girls. This is the ultra glam Japanese pop stars Hype Puffy and Amy Yumi.
Ah, yes.
First time in the parade. You watch these guys all the time, right,
Well, now listen, Puffy and Amy Yumi are the ultra glam Japanese pop stars. They're from a hit animated comedy series. It's their first time in the parade, so we have a premiere here. And look at those larger-than-life puppets.
Yep, and there's their manager, Kaz. She's in the driver's seat, and the real life Amy and Yumi are on top of the
Hold on, Hannah.
Yeah,
Hannah,
what?
turn around. Turn around.
Oh, my favorite.
It's Barney.
Oh, we sing the song every year.
I just love Barney. All right, ready? Love you. You love me.
TVs are clicking off.
As you sing to me. All right, that is Barney, of course. Barney the dinosaur. It is Barney's 12th appearance in the Thanksgiving Day Parade. Fashion report for Barney, by the way, he's wearing a blue and gold drum major's hat and carrying a 17-foot-long brass bugle.
51 feet tall, 27 feet wide, and 53 feet long. There's a lot of helium inside that big purple dinosaur, Dave.
Yep, 15,000 cubic feet of helium. Barney carries over the skies, and a massive bunch of attendants
How huge he
following
is.
him. Uh-oh, we apparently have a tear in the balloon.
You know what? Some of these balloons do have tears. In fact, if you look up close, a lot of them have little square patches on them. They try to adjust that the night before, but Barney may be going down for the count here. Always losing weight rapidly. Yes.
We are going to continue to follow this for you. In the meantime, the Thanksgiving Day Parade is inching towards us, and we say this is going to be a big celebration. We say it because we mean it.
More fantastic floats, beautiful balloons, and magnificent marching bands. A spectacular lineup. Our celebration of Thanksgiving 2005 continues when we return right here on CBS.
The Thanksgiving Day Parade on CBS. This program is sponsored by Downy. It's a beautiful feeling. By Ready Whip. It's not ready till it's ready. You can't beat the taste of real whipped cream. And by Kmart and Kmart.com.
Welcome back, everybody. The Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade is well underway, and we said we were going to have a lot of our friends drop by, and we have a very important man, especially here in the Big Apple. The mayor of New York is on her.
How are you?
Thank you.
Proud to say you're my mayor.
Happy to be your mayor and happy to get together every year just like this. It's always fun, and everybody worries about the weather, and once again, the weather's perfect.
Well, Dave worries about the weather.
You know what?
Every year.
But we delivered in the end.
In the end. Not too much wind. It's a little bit chilly, but it's always chilly at Thanksgiving, and the balloons are flying, which is the most important
Except for Barney. We're a little worried about
Barney. Well, everybody has an off day.
Well, we're going to check and update that in a little while. In the meantime, what does the mayor of the nation's largest city do on Thanksgiving?
You go and you visit people who have to work that day. City employees, I've always tried to do that. You go to visit this morning a police precinct and a firehouse. Sometimes I've visited a jail or 911 operators. I'll go to a soup kitchen later on. But I just want to go and say thank you to the people that have to work on a day like this so the rest of us can get out here and have a good time.
Yeah, New York City, I think, with all the people who moved here from other countries, really the notion of Thanksgiving, I think, is so special and unique to this city. And this parade is a great example.
Well, this is my favorite holiday because it's not commercialized and gifts aren't an important thing, and it brings families together. Other holidays, people tend to go elsewhere and split apart for a vacation, but Thanksgiving, everybody comes together. I love turkey, particularly when you go in the kitchen and take a little bit of skin when nobody's looking with your fingers.
You're not supposed to do that.
I know you're not supposed to do that, but without that, Thanksgiving wouldn't be a real Thanksgiving.
Absolutely.
How many people come to this city during the holiday season? It seems that we become the hospitality center for the U.S.
Last year, we had, in the whole year, 39.6 million visitors. This year will be way over that.
Really?
As the city gets safer, people are willing to come here. As people see big events here, like the Country Music Awards or a political convention, those kinds of things get people here who might not have come otherwise. And then they go home and they say, you know, New York is safe, it is affordable, it's easy to get around, it's
people
exciting,
bring their kids
it's not
now,
scary.
Too. Don't you think a lot? We see a lot more families, I think, coming to the Big
a good
Apple
measure
now.
of how popular a city is you look at college applications. College applications are off the charts here. Parents before used to say, I don't want my kids going to New York. Now they want the kids coming to New York because New York is so safe.
We should probably mention also, by the way, that as we focus right now on the borough of Manhattan, if you're coming to New York City, and I know you've made this a cornerstone of your administration, check out what's happening throughout the 5 boroughs.
Right. The other 4 boroughs have a lot more people than Manhattan, or 3 of the 4 do, and there are a lot of cultural institutions out there. The diversity of this city is really best seen in the other boroughs, and you'll find no matter what the country is, you will find people who are from that country living here. The Olympics in Athens had 201 countries participating. We have children from 198 of those in our public school system.
That's fantastic.
I mean, the parents of our public school students speak 170 different languages. So unless you come here, you don't realize just how diverse the city is and how big and how exciting it is.
And
affordable.
congratulations on your re-election. And what are your dreams for the city here?
Well, we've got to keep making the city safer, making the public school system better, building the economy. We absorb 100,000 immigrants from overseas every single year in the city, and you've got to create jobs for them.
Right.
And we've got to be able to help other people. When Katrina struck, a terrible tragedy, we sent down to New Orleans 300 firefighters, 300 police officers, 65 corrections officers, and some equipment to try to help. And then we have people from New Orleans who are here in our public school system now, and we're trying to get them jobs.
Felt
and
a lot of
housing.
empathy for the people down there.
Absolutely. Remember, the country came to our aid on 9/11, and we've got to make sure we're there for them.
You know what? It's so great to see you every Thanksgiving. Don't be a stranger, and have a great holiday.
We'll have to stop meeting just like this.
Don't eat too much turkey skin
I'm going to do everything you told me except that.
All right. Thank you so
Happy
much,
Thanksgiving, everybody.
Thank you, Mayor Bloomberg, for joining us. Hey, stick around, everyone. There's so much more excitement. You just have to do one thing. Sit on your couch and keep it tuned here.
Right here to CBS. Happy Thanksgiving.
Welcome back, everyone. You're with the CBS family right now, and you have been looking at a live shot of the ultimate Thanksgiving celebration from our cameras. Now let's turn around and see what's just behind us. And here we go.
It's Humpty Dumpty.
It is Humpty Dumpty, and it seems as if he's fallen.
He's upside down. Well, you remember the old nursery rhyme, right? Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall.
Humpty Dumpty had a great fall.
All the king's horses and all the king's men.
Couldn't put Humpty together again.
So good, Dave.
Yep. Now, this is from the world-renowned artist Tom Otterness. He actually created this parade work of art, and he's known for his whimsical sculptures.
He's actually the first artist to be commissioned by Macy's to contribute to the parade. He's a gentleman who loved the parade growing up as a kid in Kansas.
Yep, and now, listen, here's what you need to know about this. Humpty's wearing a red three-piece suit with a white shirt, a red bow tie, and a top hat, clearly dressed to impress the crowd.
You know, Otterness had always wanted to have a piece of his work in the parade, so this is really a dream come true for this artist.
All right, now
listen. A great contribution.
Listen to these cheers, Hannah. It's for Barbie, because Barbie is coming down, and let's take a look right now.
Oh my gosh, that's Barbie and the Pegasus. Look at that, the magic Pegasus. Dave, this is huge in our house.
I grew up with three brothers.
Yeah, well, I have
neither
three daughters.
Howard, Stephen, or Rob were really into the Barbie thing, but of course, this is inspired by the direct-to-video release starring Barbie as Princess.
Oh, it's a film based on an original story. Hey, you know what? We have the DVD. It comes with 3D glasses. It's got special scenes. It's a lot
Hannah,
of fun.
if you can take the next 5 floats, I'm going to run out and buy it right now.
If they're all Barbie floats, I'll take it. This is about everything that girls love, Dave. It's, Barbie's long hair and horses and fairy tales, and it's a whole lot of fun. You can see all the kids are going crazy over this.
I don't know if the audio can pick it up, but you can actually tell that little girls right around this parade route are just starting to scream as Barbie goes by.
Now we have the Mike Miller dance team, it looks like, coming down there. Don't they look terrific?
Very colorfully dressed,
Sailor
great
outfits.
energy, of course. They take 2 separate groups to New York. 700 dancers, part of a drill team, pom-pom girls, and a second group of 700 cheerleaders.
Yep, those are cheerleaders and dancers. They perform a separate sort of cheer and dance routine, and performers are selected by invitation, or they can qualify through summer cheer and dance camps. And isn't it neat to see them snaking around there in
Now
Times
look
Square?
at that
What a picture,
crowd
huh?
right now. It is a massive number of folks. Gives you some indication of how hard some folks have to work to get here right to this parade. The fundraisers, the hours of practice, and it all culminates today.
It helps us create some really magical moments. So many more incredible sights coming up. A lot to digest here at the parade.
Absolutely. We have a lot to digest on this holiday. I'm thinking about the turkey feast a little bit later myself.
All right, before the feast, we got a lot more to feast our eyes on. The parade marches on with full force, more balloons, more bands, and Big and Rich coming back to perform just for us.
A lot more ahead. Don't go anywhere. You're with us on CBS. ultimate Thanksgiving celebration from our cameras positioned right atop the New York Marriott Marquis.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody, and welcome back. I'm Hannah Storm, along with my buddy Dave Price. So happy to be with you today. And New York City has become the official holiday headquarters.
The parade is more spectacular than ever, and the crowd out there is going more wild than, well, wild turkeys before Thanksgiving.
That's a good way of putting it.
I tried.
Let's see what's going on and what everybody's going wild about right now. Hey, this is the Teddy Bears Workshop. This is really popular with the little kids. It's a float featuring Baramy, who's Build-A-Bear Workshop's mascot, and Paulette Couture, fashion advisor to the furry famous.
Now again, you know, it's hard to get perspective sometimes when you're watching it from a distance or on TV. This Bears Workshop float is 30 feet long, it's 18 feet wide, and it's 20 feet tall. Basically 2 stories tall.
Wow. Those are really popular, all those Build-A-Bear Workshops. Lots of kids love them in the grade school set. And that's really what this parade is all about, isn't it? All those adorable little faces.
It's a celebration.
Very good, Dave. I got it.
All right. Let's move on right now and take a look at who else is coming down the street. And look at that.
Oh, Rita the Dachshund. Rita was one of those giant balloons that was blown up last night. Rita's looking pretty good. She's been in the show for several years, making her 3rd appearance in a row. Is she adorable?
Adorable. Now, the Dachshund is typically one of those hot dog dogs. It's long. Right. As it continues to move down the street, this dog actually pays tribute to that breed. 52 feet long, 21 feet tall, 14 feet wide. This is actually a doggone balloon if I have ever seen one.
To get this one off the ground, it takes no less than 14 handlers. And get this, 2,600 cubic feet of helium. And this isn't even one of the biggest giant balloons here.
I must tell you, great attitude, though. Look at that. It's cold out there, and the dog has a great smile on her face.
That smile has just been plastered on her face the whole parade. You know, we were hoping the rain would hold off, just a few little drops and sprinkles, but nothing major.
No wind problems either at this point. We have winds which are between 10 and 15 miles per hour. Let's take a look and see what else is happening right now. We have Kids Candy Creation Lab, which is beginning to work its way in our direction.
It's just overflowing with chocolate and candy from Candytown, USA. Doesn't that look good? It features a chocolate floor and a conveyor belt that brings Hershey's Kisses chocolates right down the assembly line. Those are some big kisses.
Yeah, now as we continue to take inventory of the float, there's some giant lollipops, gumballs, lots of treats. That is packed. It stands 24 feet tall, and there's 8 police animals on that float as well.
And look at that big chocolate bar. Oh my gosh, that was absolutely delicious.
They continue to move in this direction, one after another now, Hannah.
This is the rocking horse float, a nice sort of old-fashioned and traditional-looking rocking horse that's hop along.
And of course, they are magically bringing Thanksgiving parade fantasies to the boys and girls who are watching. Everyone's waving. Everyone's part of the parade.
All Mother News and all her friends down there.
All right, you know what? Why don't we check in right now along the parade route where John Tartaglia and Rod are our special correspondents. Guys?
You know what, Dave Price? I'm doing a very good job here. I can now be a weatherman. It is cold and windy, but are you guys having fun? Yeah. Well, I am here with the Patel family from Newburgh, New York. And listen, I have a favor. Will you keep me warm and safe? I want to be warm and safe.
Yes.
And what's your favorite part of the parade?
The balloons.
The balloons. I'm a little scared of the balloons. Is it okay if I come in here? Will you protect me? Okay, I'm going over the barrier, people. Here we go. Excuse me so much. Okay, keep me safe. Okay, Daddy? Okay. Okay, good. Back to you guys.
All right.
Thanks, guys. You know what? One of the most popular floats is coming down. One of the biggest balloons in the parade, and everybody loves it. Are you ready, kids?
Here we go. It is Nickelodeon's SpongeBob SquarePants making his 2nd straight appearance in the parade. Wow, look how big he is.
He is more than 16,200 cubic feet of helium. That is the most helium in any balloon this year.
Now, one interesting thing to note, by the way, a lot of folks may be walking home saying, he seems really low to the ground because the winds are up just a bit right now, and because our limit to fly the balloons is about 23 miles per hour, they've kept the balloons a little lower to have greater control, especially as he makes those tight turns right here, right onto Broadway at the intersection of 44th Street in Manhattan.
Well, they have to keep a real handle on him. He has actually more than 600 lines. It doesn't look like it, but you can see that he's got a whole bunch of handlers under him because he's huge. He's 62 feet by 38 feet.
Well, the other good thing about SpongeBob is when you tell him what to do, he takes directions. He just absorbs everything you say to him.
Out of Bikini Bottom and into the parade. There he is, everybody's favorite SpongeBob.
All right, folks, the people are having so much fun out there, and we're having so much fun here. Hopefully, you're doing the same right there at home.
Yep, everybody watching. I hope your kids are by the TV, too.
Yeah, we're going to have a lot more coming up.
Yep, this is an experience that we'll all remember and get you in the holiday spirit, right?
Yep, we'll be bringing it to you all morning long. We're not going anywhere. The holiday celebration will continue with a lot more fun and surprises.
So don't go anywhere. Sit around, smell the turkey bacon, right? The Thanksgiving Day Parade will be back in just a moment right here on CBS. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Hannah Storm here live in New York City with Dave Price celebrating this wonderful holiday. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to everyone, and let's take a moment to say happy Thanksgiving and thank you to all of our soldiers serving around the globe and right here at home to keep us safe every day. If you're watching or if your family is, we so appreciate your efforts. It is a beautiful Thanksgiving day right here in New York City. Cloudy, cold, but perfect
rainy
for the holiday season.
That's right. We think it's beautiful anyway because it's not raining too much, it's not too cold, and there's Rita Coolidge, one of the many celebrities here today as she's performing for the folks in the crowd on the Soaring Spirit Canoe Float.
Yep, it is a 20-foot recreation, I should say, of a traditional Native American chieftain's headdress. Very, very colorful. And of course, you see these floats being pulled. They're going at about 5 miles per hour, 4 miles per hour, a very gingerly pace. So everyone down the parade route has a good opportunity to see them.
You might be wondering what Rita Coolidge is doing on this float. Well, she was recipient of the Native American Music Awards Lifetime Achievement Award a few years ago. And she, as you may know, is of Cherokee descent.
Did not know that.
Yeah, so isn't that a gorgeous float? I love it. And really special to have her performing a song written exclusively for the parade here.
All right, we have the 123 Sesame Street just behind her. Let's take a look at all of our familiar friends and characters. It's a location everybody knows. You know how to get to Sesame Street?
Can you tell me how to get... Can you tell me how to get there, Dave?
Yes,
so
I can.
You got to go through Central Park. I know that.
Well, actually, right now, you don't have to do anything because Sesame Street's coming to you. 32 feet long, 20 feet wide, 2 stories tall, and the fence is made of children's silhouettes.
This is actually an all-new Sesame Workshop float, and it's one of the most colorful floats in the parade. A montage of numbers and letters depict all the friendly faces and the fun-filled segments that we've come to love on the show.
Now, of course, we all know our friends on Sesame Street. There's Big Bird, Oscar the Grouch,
Hooper's
Bob
Store.
and Gina, Alan, Miles, and Gabby. Oh, Mr. Hooper's Store.
I can tell you watch a lot, Dave. You know everybody.
You know, when I'm not doing weather, sometimes I take a quick switch from the early show and I watch a little Sesame Street. All right, who's coming down now?
Oh, look who's coming behind us. And this is another huge favorite with the kids because, of course, he's got a big movie out. He's a big fat star now, Chicken Little. Isn't he adorable? Remember he debuted at the parade last year in advance
He did,
of the movie?
and of course, look at the festooned outfit that he's wearing, and all of the people who are supporting him today dressed in light costumes.
Well, he thought the sky might be falling, but it's actually not. It's a little cloudy, but we're doing okay. And he literally, Dave, looks like he's running through the streets, isn't he, of Manhattan?
Well, he shouldn't run too quickly because he's got 12,700 cubic feet of helium, and he weighs 493 pounds. And that keeps those 50 people handling him very, very busy.
Say, he looks so light on his feet. Well, from Chicken Little, do we have a transition here from Chicken Little to Gary Valentine? I think so.
Chicken Little to a big star. How's that?
Let's see how Gary's doing. Gary?
Hey, happy Thanksgiving.
I want my hat back.
That's not your hat. I have the same hat. That's my hat. I have the same hat. Your hat? Oh, gosh. How do you know it's your hat?
Because it's mine.
Well, I say because it's mine.
No, it's mine.
No, it's mine.
No, it's mine.
All right. I'll freeze. Happy Thanksgiving.
Of course, we'll be checking back with Gary at New York's 19th precinct in a little while once our producers bail him out.
This is really fun. How would you describe it? All the sights and sounds around here, Dave.
You know what? Thanksgiving is the start of that season where everybody becomes family, where everybody becomes friends. You just wish this could extend the other 11 months of the year, but it's so festive and it's so enjoyable out. No one cares how cold it is. No one cares that it's cloudy out. We just know we're having a great time right here. We're going to be back in just a little while.
Yeah, but you know what we have is more music, because that really sets the tone on this holiday, right? And they were so good earlier in the show. We're bringing them back for an encore. Big and Rich. And we also have an exclusive number from the Tony Award-winning musical, the 25th Annual Putnam County Spelling Bee. We're having a great time, folks.
You bet. The Thanksgiving Day Parade will be right back live here on CBS. There's that balloon factoid, everyone. A balloon. Now you know what it is. We'll be talking about it more through the morning. Welcome back, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving from the early show. I'm Dave Price.
And I'm Hannah Storm.
We are celebrating the start of the holiday season with a cast of thousands and a crowd of over 2.5 million people.
And 10,000 people working in the parade alone. And let's see what's going on down there. Last night I had a chance to see some of the balloons blown up, Dave.
We got Wiggle
and
Worm.
This is Wiggle Worm, and every time one of the little pieces of Wiggle Worm would pop into a circle, the whole crowd was cheering last night as they blew up each piece by piece of that worm last night with helium.
I think I had Wiggle Worm as a kid. You know what?
He's so cute. Look at him. I love the way he moves with the wind. It's not overly windy here, but just enough to give some of these balloons some great movement, huh?
Yeah, it's just a gorgeous multicolored balloon beginning to work its way down. The crowd really loves this one. 3,900
cubic feet of helium. So it takes a lot to blow that little Wiggle Worm up. And he's here for the second year in a row. The kids love him.
So, folks, welcome a worm into your holiday season. We are taking a look at some of the decorative horses parading down the block as well. Police officers proudly displaying the American flag, and there is more to come as we take a look down Animal Wonders Animal Planet. Look at how that is decorated.
Yeah, this is there's a 30-foot animated crocodile on this thing, and a giant panda, a float that really celebrates the diversity of animal life. That is absolutely gorgeous, isn't it?
It's beautiful. Riding the float, of course, Tony Award-winning Broadway star Tommy Tune, Animal Planet's winner of the national championship, Noddy the Bloodhound, and Jeff Corwin.
Oh, yeah. Jeff Corwin's a big star, host of Corwin's Quest. I know a lot of your kids have watched him on television. Look at that elephant. Isn't that spectacular?
It makes you appreciate animals and nature and taking care of our planet.
Yeah, we have some Broadway performances on this show, and it's great to see Tommy Tune performing for the crowds, too. He's won 9 Tony Awards. What an amazing talent. And he's starring in a touring production of Dr. Dolittle, so I guess it makes a lot of sense that he's on an animal float, right?
You basically have a moving ecosystem rolling through New York City right now. Gorgeous pictures.
Tommy Tune's from Houston, so I just gotta use that transition.
Go ahead, give it a shout out.
To Mom. Hey, Mom. Hey, Dad. And hey to everybody in Atlanta and Tucson and my family as well. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
I don't know if we're going to find any big stars from Poughkeepsie, New York, where my family's from, Hannah, so we'll just leave it at that. All right.
We love you, Poughkeepsie.
You bet. Okay, what are we looking at right now? It's the Ship of Dreams all over the world. The Disney theme parks are having the happiest celebration on Earth. And, of course, Disneyland is turning 50 this year.
Right. You went down there and you helped Disney celebrate.
Yep.
And Leanne Rimes is at the head of the Disney float. It's great to see her. She has a beautiful Christmas album.
She sure does.
Yeah, that really gets folks in the spirit. But look at all the favorite characters there, Dave.
Now, only at Disney would the waving be so perfectly coordinated. Gorgeous pictures and a very colorful float. Happy time.
Pinocchio and Geppetto and Pocahontas and all sorts of folks. Wow, that is a fantastic float. A lot of people love to go to Disney, even on the Thanksgiving holidays.
You bet.
Around Christmas time.
We should note, by the way, for those of you watching, that the Disney float's driving right by the MTV studios, where you can often tune in and see TRL and so many of the other programs that emanate from those studios right here in New York City. Beautiful pictures as it continues to work its way down to Herald Square.
You know what?
What?
A guy I look forward to seeing every year because, you know, I mean, some of this stuff is for the kids of today, but going back to our day, what did we watch
When cartoons were simple,
Yes.
it wasn't the holidays until Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and Charlie Brown came on to usher in the season.
Trying to kick that elusive football, right? And then, of course, the pathetic Christmas tree
Let's
that
take
he
a
had, but that's another story.
Oh, I love
that.
that.
Isn't that adorable? Charlie Brown. We love him. That's a pretty big football. This is actually the 4th time that Charlie Brown is flying over New York. He's another big, huge, giant, 14 giant balloons in the parade.
Yep. Now, look, this is what's beautiful about the consistency of this parade. He's still wearing his same signature yellow zigzag sweater. And it's just, you know, seeing this balloon is like bringing you back to when we first came to New York City or watched the parade.
Yep.
It's really a throwback. I mean, I look at this and I remember sitting around the TV with my family.
Every year.
Yep.
Remember his little scraggly Christmas tree that gets beautiful by the end of the cartoon and makes you think of, like you said, Rudolph and Frosty the Snowman and all the other old classics.
I wonder what Lucy's psychological advice runs these days.
I don't think that he's going to be able to kick that football with the wind out here. He can use the wind as an excuse because that football's moving around pretty good, right?
You
but
betcha.
we had some concerns. We thought it might be a little too windy, but so far we're doing great with all the balloons being able to fly as scheduled.
We are in good shape. You know, we have a little bit of the tunnel effect in New York City with the winds blowing and kind of compressed by the tall buildings.
All right, now you're getting technical on me,
All
Dave.
right,
Mr.
all right.
Weatherman.
We'll save the
Tunnel
forecasting
effect.
for another time. All right. Bye, Charlie.
There he is.
We'll
Happy
see you soon.
Thanksgiving, Charlie Brown.
The hair looks great, buddy. Oh, that's fun.
Isn't this wonderful? What a great scene. And it's so fun to share it not only with you, Dave, but with all you folks at home. Thanks for being with us. We have a lot more coming up. We're bringing it all to you right here from Times Square.
We will be back with more amazement, plus an exclusive performance from the Broadway musical, the 25th Annual Putnam County Spelling Bee, when the Thanksgiving Day Parade continues here with us on CBS.
Taking in Thanksgiving 2005. Look at that adorable face. And that's what this parade and this celebration is all about, is the young ones and the families coming together here in New York City. And thanks to all of you for being with us today and sharing in the joy of the holidays. I'm Hannah Storm, along with my buddy Dave Price from The Early Show.
Everybody's ready for the close-up on Thanksgiving. The parade is now in full swing, but we always like to take a moment when a celebrity friend drops by to say hello.
And here with us is the star of CBS's long-running drama series, Guiding Light. It's Ricky Paul Gold.
Good morning. Top of the morning to you.
How are you? Happy Thanksgiving from our resident Irishman here.
I'm walking across and somebody screamed, I've been watching Guiding Light since 1954. You look great. Hey.
Now, Guiding Light is celebrating, though, what a big anniversary. 70 years on radio
70, that's right,
and
television
TV.
combined, because they were on radio first.
Right, absolutely.
But I got to tell you, last night on 77th Street, I went by, you know, because we get special privileges, and I watched SpongeBob SquarePants was kicking the freaking helium out of the dinosaur.
Right, out of Barney.
Yeah, but
I
he's
know.
fine. He's
you know what? I was there last night too, and I was waiting in line with thousands and thousands of other New Yorkers at the back. Okay, where you had special privileges.
Yes. Well,
how does
Barney,
that work
Barney's
exactly?
fine. He's backstage. He's drinking and he's smoking with the mayor.
Oh, gee.
Just clove cigarettes.
Hey, you know what? Let's keep it clean because we have Dora the Explorer coming down right now.
Of course.
She is huge. She is, well, Dora the Explorer is absolutely huge in my house. I don't know. We've been waiting for this.
They're so much bigger in person, too. When you're here, they're towering. You know, they're like 100 feet. It's
hard to get a sense on
television.
Yeah.
Now, did you grow up with this parade? Did you grow up with these Thanksgiving traditions?
I did, but my family, see, I'm first-generation American, so they don't really feel the Thanksgiving thing, and I'm the first-generation American to live here.
What's it mean to you, then, as the first generation celebrating?
Well,
like this?
I got to do the pilgrims and the drawings and all that stuff in school, so I love it, and I just think of food, and I think of the parade, and I also think of freezing every year. You know? One year we did the parade, and I was on the motorcycle and had Brooke Shields on the back of the bike. Couldn't get the bike started. But we finally got everything together, and that it just brings out great memories.
Wow, you have a lot of parade history, and I got to say, can we just take a look at your sweater?
My sweater.
Because
this is a nice Irish sweater.
This is, and look, it's green for the holidays.
Yes,
and you're all, so what are you going to cook? Because your family's Irish.
I'm going
what do you guys eat
to
on
Mom's.
Thanksgiving?
She's gonna have Cornish hens. She told me, and duck. That's what she told me, right, Mom? Cornish hens, duck, and some turkey sandwich that I like. And I like to have the stuffing put in the broiler for a little while and a little crispy on the top.
Oh, my. We're a little picky, aren't we?
No. A lot of people are doing this now. They're taking the stuffing, not putting it in the bird, but cooking it first.
I got some trivia for you.
Yeah?
What's the difference between stuffing and dressing?
Oh, that's what?
See, stuffing goes inside the bird. Dressing is on the side.
Oh, very good.
And it's safer. It's safer.
It's a little creepy to go get the stuffing, you know?
Yeah.
You people just don't get it.
Dave,
when you order the Hungry Man meal,
I know
you have stuffing, dressing. There's really no difference. And then you have a big piece of meat.
Nothing better than a piece of Salisbury mystery meat.
You know what's in his refrigerator? Takeout menus, and I don't know, maybe some bottled water.
Exactly.
Packs of ketchup.
But this is the one time of the year when everybody begins to come together. And as a nation, we really celebrate all that there is to be thankful for. What are you thankful for this season?
Oh, I have so many things to be thankful for. I really do. I love being back in New York because I was living in L.A. for a while. And this city has such a soul, you know, and even driving here this morning, people are lining up at 5 in the morning. You think that's crazy, but it's not.
Right.
And the lines at Starbucks and the hot cocoa, and I have a lot to be thankful. I'm just happy that my family's healthy. And
what about your soap opera family? Because these are people that you're with every day. It becomes, a really close group, right?
Thing because we're in everybody's living room 5 days a week, you know, and it's unbelievable. It's the sort of a kinetic relationship, and if I go to events and stuff, they really know you very, very well. And
now, Kim Zimmer wouldn't give us any scoop, though. Please tell us something. Throw us
here's
a bone,
the thing.
man.
I have almost gotten fired several times because I have the biggest mouth on the show. No, I really can. I give you some stuff though. My dad's in the nut house. He shot my brother dead. And he might be getting out, and he's going to go and kill my wife. Okay.
Oh, that's such a happy Thanksgiving thought.
Hold on. Here's a transition. Here's a transition from that to Dora the Explorer.
Yes, sorry.
Let's take a quick look right now and see what's going on. Hola.
Hola. Feliz Thanksgiving, Dora.
Really terrific. A beautiful tall float just beginning to move. They're slowly but surely, on occasion, they'll stop the balloons because there's either a log jam or the winds will pick up just a little bit. So she is in place. She's waving, though. Look at that.
Right. She is everywhere, Dave. She's all over Nick Jr. There are millions of little girls, especially, and little boys who've learned Spanish by watching her show and who will be getting Dora everything for Christmas. She's on lunchboxes and dolls and clothes and you name it. And there's her famous backpack.
Yep, we should mention, by the way, again, she's the first ever Latina character in the Macy's parade, and it's so nice that we continue to expand the definition of diversity.
Yeah, it really is. And there she is also with her map. And the kids at home will appreciate this. Swiper, no swiping. I don't see Swiper the Fox anywhere, kids, and that's a good thing. Dora's left in peace to float in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
All right, let's check in right now. John Tartaglia and, of course, Rod right there in the crowds. And let's see what's going on. Folks?
This is the most amazing parade ever. I'm here with Ashley, Camille, and Julia. Are you guys having a good time? Yeah? Hey, you know, I have a problem. Can you guys help me out? I'm a little scared of the balloons. Do you think I should be scared?
No.
No? They won't hurt me, right?
No.
Nothing to be scared of? Okay, I'm gonna trust you. You know what? Here, I'm gonna stand with you guys. Here, you can hold me tight and keep me safe here. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Mwah.
Have you noticed Rod is actually, you know,
kissing everybody,
carousing everybody he runs into?
That's my agent, that little guy.
It's incredible.
It's an incredible job.
He works it. Hey, Ricky, thanks so much for joining us. Good luck on this season.
See you back
Happy
in the studio,
Thanksgiving
guys.
to you.
Thanks.
All right.
Cornish game hens.
Absolutely more fantastic action out there today, everybody.
Yeah, the crowds are loving it, and so are we. We're just having a great time watching this all and sharing it with you today.
I am loving this so much. I haven't thought once about turkey and sweet potatoes and stuffing and soup.
Dave.
And
Dave,
what?
you got like another hour and a half, all right? Just hold off until then.
All right.
The spectacular Thanksgiving Day Parade continues with more surprises and celebrities when we return right here on CBS.
Everybody's bundled up. It's just about 40 degrees here with the wind chill. It makes it feel about 5 to 7 degrees cooler than that. No rain. We're in great shape once again. Welcome back to the Thanksgiving Day Parade, everybody. On CBS, I'm Dave Price from The Early Show, along with my pal, Hannah Storm.
Happy Thanksgiving to all of you, and this has got to be the best way to kick off, the only way to kick off Thanksgiving Day, right?
It certainly is. You know, if I weren't here with you hosting right now, I would actually be in one of those balloons, or I would be a handler, anything to be part of this.
You really got to know what you're doing to be a balloon handler.
Well, especially if you're part of a complex float like this one. It's the New York Daily News Big Apple. Of course, that is the moniker for New York City. You have the Big Peach, which is Atlanta.
Yes, well, thank you for that. This is the 30-foot inflatable apple, and it features the city's signature skyline. Of course, you see the Empire State Building, the Chrysler Building, Macy's, of course, taxi cabs and subway stations. The city's been awfully busy here over the last few days, hasn't it?
Yep, sitting on top of the city, the Preservation Hall Jazz Band with the crew of Orpheus straight from New Orleans Mardi Gras with NYPD and FDNY Katrina rescue workers on board. They have been so terrific, as so many municipal employees from around the country have been. Really lending a helping hand, and so many folks right now are giving thanks for just the simplest of efforts.
Right. And so our thoughts are really with the folks along the Gulf Coast who've been devastated by the hurricanes, especially on these holidays, which we know are going to be challenging for them. The Oklahoma Rising, Oklahoma Centennial Commission is here. Oklahoma has never been on Broadway before. Well, actually, it's been on Broadway, but never as a float.
That's right. They're celebrating Oklahoma culture and achievements. Rocket ship in celebration, of course, of Oklahoma's 8 astronauts, an oil well, and an authentic covered wagon really complete the picture.
You know why there's this big celebration? Because the great state of Oklahoma is turning 100. So we've got the state's upcoming centennial in 2007, and this is a great display of all the culture and achievements. A covered wagon there.
Oklahoma's okay by me.
Pulled by Oklahoma Clydesdales. Did you know that that was Oklahoma Clydesdales are a big thing?
Didn't, but I do now. All right, folks, let's take a look at what's happening. Look at that.
Oh, that's so cool.
We call this one Expedition to the Top of Rhino Mountain. For the 3rd year in a row, it is back by popular demand. I always love this because you're thinking to yourselves, how are those guys holding on to that thing?
Yeah, that is really, really cool. It's guided by 2 life-size inflatable rhinos, and it's the head of a rhinoceros, right, just creaking out of the side of that mountain. It's a really neat look.
All right. From Rhino Mountain, of course, we have the University of Louisiana Marching Band.
Right, one of 10 marching bands here at the parade. There are so many people here. 14 giant balloons, right? All these marching bands which have to audition and make it here. This is one of only 2 university bands that were invited to the parade this year.
Now, as we take a look at our sky shot from the rooftop of the Marriott Marquis, look at the size. That band extends 1 city block. It is just remarkable that they not only march, but they play and they dress with such expertise.
Well, there are 280 members of that band, and we've been talking about how competitive it is to get into this parade, Dave. They are among a group of 300 to 500 bands who applied to be a part of this Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, and only 10 of them made it. So these are the best of the best and the pride of the great state of
And remember,
Louisiana.
we've got to salute the moms and the dads and the communities which have made sacrifices and donated money so these bands could get here. Should mention, by the way, this band's also going to be performing on the USS Intrepid, and that's where we have Big and Rich.
Right, and a big shout out to their band director, Brian Taylor, who's worked so hard. And again, we love having the folks from Louisiana here. So we're all thinking of them, particularly during these holidays.
Let's take a listen. With that, you are watching one absolutely unbelievable celebration of Thanksgiving.
Love that rendition of Winter Wonderland. Wasn't that great? Now we have got more of our unbelievable parade coming this way. We are talking more floats, more bands, more balloons.
Plus more celebrations and an exclusive Broadway performance. It's all coming up as we continue to celebrate Thanksgiving with you, right here on CBS. To the parade, a great Thanksgiving Day tradition. It all started back in 1924, everybody. And listen to this, in 1971, because we were so concerned about the winds today.
Right.
1971, because the winds were so bad, they actually could not have floats. And everyone watching the parade at home had to watch reruns of the 1970 parade. Not the case today.
Definitely not. We are in great shape today. The winds have died down. No concerns there. No rain. And we have one of our favorites here. Of course, Super Grover.
Grover!
There he is. I don't think either of us did a very good Grover imitation right there. But Super Grover, of course, is here to save our city from Sesame Workshop, and it's his 3rd year in the parade.
He's dressed in a silver helmet, has a long pink cape, displayed across his chest a lightning bolt, and the capital G, of course, for Grover.
Oh, thank you for that.
Yes.
G is for Grover.
And
I always wondered what the G was for.
That's why you have a weatherman with you, to help
You're a font
get
of
that
information.
very complex information out there.
He's full of 13,000 cubic feet of helium. Can you imagine? And it's really hard to get an appreciation for how gigantic these big floats are. There's 14 of them, but he's, over 60 feet long.
Yeah, he has 66 handlers. Now, to give you an indication of how things have changed, the first parade, which happened here in 1924, there were 400 people who helped out.
Right.
There are now over 10,000 people who put this thing together.
And 2,000 of those people who are working here in the parade are actually the handlers. They're the people who are holding those lines down and making sure that these, I can't even imagine what it's like to navigate these huge balloons through the streets of New York.
You know, it's not like holding a balloon.
Right,
you know, you're holding something which weighs hundreds of pounds, and you really have to be athletic and strong to make it happen, and kind of nimble in navigating the streets of New York City.
There are also 10 marching bands here and thousands of clowns. And we're going to see what's coming down our way now.
Beautiful stuff, everybody. It's Bridge to the Future. That's what we're looking at. We are celebrating the 41st anniversary of the famous Hess toy truck.
Yep, they're rolling out the Bridge to the Future, which is back for the 6th year in a row. It's 32 feet long, 20 feet wide, 30 feet tall, and that looks like an elevated highway there, right?
Now watch that. It is actually including a reproduction of the Brooklyn Bridge and the Delta Y Tri-Suspension Bridge of tomorrow.
And there's that new Hess toy truck that is on there. That's an SUV with a couple of motorcycles.
Look at that, everybody, as we take a look at the Universal Cheerleaders Association and the Universal Dance Association. So proud, and they are having a great time just wandering through. Look at the size of that group.
It's unbelievable. Do you know there are 800 cheerleaders here in the parade? 800.
It's going to be some game.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Yeah. We have good football coming up later on. We'll be telling you about that in a bit. 800 cheerleaders, 800 clowns, 27 floats, and the 14 giant balloons. So this is quite a spectacular, the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
All right, everyone. From the Universal Cheerleaders Association, we go to the pep rally. Now, this is amazing. Riding on the pep rally right behind us are the USA Olympians. Let's take a look right now.
Of course, we have the Winter Olympics coming up in Torino in February, and then the Summer Olympics coming up in Beijing in a few years.
We're so proud of our Olympic sportsmen and women as they get prepared to represent our country overseas.
Boy, I tell you, they work so hard, Dave, to just achieve this one dream of a lifetime, and their dedication is really, really admirable.
They deserve the pep rally that's going on behind us right now, but you know what? As we continue to watch the parade, we better check in with Gary Valentine and see what's happening uptown.
Hey, Gary.
Excuse me. I think you're in my seat. Could you just, thank you very much. I feel terrible. I have to, host a parade here and do that kind of thing. Excuse me. Pardon me. Ah, yeah. This is nice. A lot warmer than my last seat.
Yeah.
How you guys doing today?
Okay now.
Yeah, you and me both. This is Thanksgiving.
Okay,
yeah, he's stealing hats, he's stealing seats, he's having run-ins with policemen. What are we going to do with that guy?
We need to send him with somebody. We need to send him with somebody. We're going to have to send out some help.
Yes, we are. But luckily, we have more on the way. We have more musical performances coming up, including a great Broadway performance you don't want to miss. We'll be back when the Thanksgiving Day Parade continues on
CBS. Check on the turkey and meet us back. That is a $1 million view, everyone, of Thanksgiving 2005 from our cameras perched on top of the New York Marriott Marquis.
Isn't that spectacular? There's Ronald McDonald we see floating through the streets of New York as we welcome you all back to that Thanksgiving Day Parade on CBS. I'm Hannah Storm along with my buddy Dave Price from The Early Show.
Nice to see you, Hannah. We are having the ultimate celebration right here in New York City, watching some truly astonishing things that float by right in front of all our eyes.
They're floating and they're marching. Here's the Brooklyn Steppers Show Band from Brooklyn, New York. Just a subway ride away from here.
You bet, buddy. It's only the first time in nearly 15 years a band from New York has been represented in the parade.
So we're proud to have them. They come from the Brooklyn Music and Arts program. This marching band is just one of the many activities offered there.
It's a 120-piece Southern collegiate style band. It consists of woodwinds and brass, percussion, which you hear right now, dance, and flag.
And you know, these are pretty young. These band members are students in grades 5 through 12. So aren't they fantastic? Look at them. A lot of fun. They've become one of the country's actually most prestigious marching bands. They're very much in demand. They participate in 80 parades a year.
Well, they perform for former President Clinton, New York Governors Cuomo and Pataki, New York Mayor Dinkins, Giuliani, Bloomberg, and other elected officials from around the globe, including former South African President Nelson Mandela.
Yeah, that's a lot of hard work from that band, and we love having them here today. Also coming down is the Planters Nutmobile.
There is an iconic brand spokesperson.
The Nutmobile was created in 1999. It has traveled more than 125,000 miles across the country. It'd be interesting to see that thing drive by, right?
Now, here's the deal. That car actually runs on peanut oil.
It's a good thing because gas is way too expensive.
You bet.
Right now it's stuck in traffic, right? But
we got Ronald McDonald behind us. Let's take a look right now.
Mickey D and all his buddies.
Now, here's my question. How does he get through a drive-thru?
That is a good question. I do not have the answer. Look at that. The marching band, Mr. Peanut, and Ronald McDonald. You never know what you're going to see out here.
I don't know if we have time. I really want to see how they actually begin to maneuver this huge... that must be, what, 3-4 stories, Ronald McDonald? They're holding up right now because I think they need that extra room.
Right. They have to do that periodically because they make the cross here, sort of the turn they're making across the middle of Times Square here.
Let's take a look at our Marriott Marquee camera right now, high atop there. And you can see, you can get some perspective right now on how tall that thing is. The winds have begun to die down just a little bit right here in Times Square, so Ronald's getting pretty much full elevation. He's beginning to move right now. Now, at the head of that, maybe we can switch camera views right now. At the head of it, they have actually a traffic director who begins to steer it. And then, there we go. And then all of the people begin to move arms and legs, and slowly but surely, it's like parallel parking here in New York City.
Which is a hard task, but there is a lot of science and precision involved in even blowing up these balloons and making sure they have just the exact amount of helium, and then the challenges of having it move. Look how smoothly they're doing it today. That is fantastic. Good job, you guys.
Gorgeous. And look at the smile again as he greets the boys and girls. There is another spokesperson who has just been around since the beginning of time, it seems.
I tell you what else, when you see that shot, what you notice, Dave? Sunshine. It was so cloudy and overcast today.
Just what I predicted, Hannah.
You know, Dave, you were really worried about sleet and rain, and you told me it was going to be cold, and it might be snowing, and that we would have to bundle up, and our teeth would be chattering. We would barely be able to talk.
Hannah,
remember that?
No, it must have been someone else who told you
week.
That.
You're the only weatherman I know,
I
man.
told our producers we don't need a tent. We should just be out in shorts. They didn't listen. Folks,
you know, Dave.
They're marching, they're floating, they're flying, and it's all happening right before our eyes. There's so much more coming up.
And it is a beautiful day. Thank goodness. The Thanksgiving Day Parade on CBS continues with more nonstop holiday celebration. We'll be right back. Really? How do you divvy up the duties?
Well,
what?
First I brine. I'm a big briner.
Brine the turkey?
Briner of the turkey.
Right.
Made some soup. So we're going to go home. We're going to have some soup.
What kind of soup?
We're going to start cooking potato and leek soup.
Wow, this is fancy
I've got to tell you something,
stuff.
Hannah. You know, I was going to come to your house after the parade, but I think
maybe you should
I may
go
just,
upstate.
have a little cocoa and head on through.
You are more than welcome. I think we have enough.
That's upsetting. How many people have you actually seen at a max at one of your family Thanksgiving celebrations?
A max?
Yeah.
See, I'm Italian.
Oh, boy.
So everybody up in Canandaigua, I probably have like, 13 cousins, and
wow.
It's crazy.
Big crowd.
So I'm going to say upwards of 50. That's if the people from Rochester come on down, East Rochester.
And Dave, is there room for Dave at the table?
I'm sure there will be.
There we go.
All right,
we got a back porch. We got a pretty big back porch. So, and the kids' seat. Back porch.
Oh, at the kids' table.
Dave.
It always turns out the same way. Hey, great seeing you again. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family.
You and your family.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. You guys, hey, last year it was raining when I was here, and now the sun broke out.
Because you know what? Dave predicted rain and sleet and snow, so that's why it's gorgeous.
No, I said it was a possibility. That doesn't mean it's going to happen.
Right.
Stick around, folks. There's so much more parade excitement, so much more fun, and so much more sunshine coming in our direction. There it is.
Right here on CBS. Welcome back and happy Thanksgiving, everyone. everybody. I'm Hannah Storm along with Dave Price from the CBS Early Show. We are live at the fabulous Hard Rock Cafe.
You know what? I brought my home video camera, so I'm gonna step over here and let's see if we can find some people.
Careful, Dave. That's quite
Hey guys! Hey guys! You're on CBS!
Wave! Well, there's a
Happy Thanksgiving!
Yeah.
Oh, Hannah, and look at this! Look at this! I don't know if you can see these little kids in the windows.
They're so cute!
All throughout the apartment buildings in New York, getting some of the best views. Isn't it great, Hannah?
They have the best seat in the house. Look at that. He's going crazy. That's so good. Get ready for football later today.
Hey, Hannah, we're over here.
They're over. Oh, Dave. Thank you, Dave.
And how about this? Let's say hello to our whole family behind the scenes who are doing some great work. This is how we love to celebrate Thanksgiving, everybody. Oh, it is so much fun.
This is great. Love being with you, Dave. Wow.
All right, back to you, Hannah.
All right, Dave, what do we have coming down the pike here? We've got Oh, Dave, your favorite. Wait, can you zoom in on that?
Oh, look at that. It's Healthy Mr. Potato Head.
Dave has been waiting all day.
The fans are excited about this, too.
For Healthy Mr. Potato Head, look at these great crowds. 2.5 million people lining the sidewalks here in New York. Yeah, we're taking a shot of you. Hey, guys. Happy Thanksgiving. They're saying, what is Dave Price doing behind that camera? Is it in focus?
This is cool. All right, Hannah, I'm going to actually send it back to the people who really do this for a living.
Oh,
Our
my
terrific
gosh,
camera
good job, man. He always wanted to do that, didn't
I
you?
sure did. You know what? Folks, there's so much excitement right now. Of course, we saw our super spud. Potato Power is the thing right now.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, he's one of the stars of Toy Story and Toy Story 2, which we love. Those movies. He's huge, 43 feet long, 37 feet wide, and over 32 feet tall. And he's the Healthy Mr. Potato. Does he look healthier to you?
Well, he does. His complexion looks terrific right now, and he must have gotten his teeth whitened because he's looking sharp. You know what? He's actually promoting the importance of a balanced diet and the nutritional benefits of the country's most popular vegetable, which is the potato. Yeah.
Right. But, you know, look at he's got running shoes on because, you know, as you remember, Dave, you can dress him and make him look like anything, right, with all the little parts that you stick in him. But look, he's got running shoes on. He's got a baseball cap on, so apparently he's active and likes to play sports.
And Hannah, what this is indicative of is that when you go and you get some exercise, often you carb up before you head on out.
Yes, you do. So why not have a potato, as long as it's not fried in lard? I think you're in good shape, right?
That is the key. And everyone have a nice breakfast. All right.
We'll be eating a lot of potatoes will be consumed today, right?
Potatoes,
a lot of mashed potatoes.
And rice and bread pudding.
Sweet potato.
He's a cool float. All right, everybody, let's move on right now and see who else is working their way in our direction.
Listen, this is a big, big favorite. This is Tutenstein. There's Di Rodriguez on the float there. Based on the popular Emmy Award-winning animated series. Kids love this.
Look at that. Kids love Tutenstein and all of its adventures. And all of the adventures that they actually broadcast are from real Egyptian history.
Right, it's a 33-foot long float with Egyptian monuments. You see the carvings there and the sarcophagus and the hieroglyphics and a giant obelisk on the float, 33 feet tall. Those great costumes.
I've got to tell you, I was lucky enough to be in Egypt this year and to be by some of those pyramids and all of that remarkable ancient history is just incredible.
What was that like? Was it awe-inspiring?
It sure is. I mean, to think that they built these pyramids thousands of years ago with such precision without any of the technology that we have today is really is awesome.
Just the genius of that. Oh, we have a drum and bugle corps coming down now, and all of these great musicians who have worked so hard to be a part of the parade. This is the Cadets Drum and Bugle Corps.
And of course, they are playing swing, swing, swing as they walk on by, and you can hear that beat of the percussion. The Corps is going to remain in the state the remainder of the week, enjoying the sights all around New York City and the surrounding area. Welcome, and so nice to have you. Look at how neatly pressed and colorful that group is.
And what's coming up behind us now, of course?
Uncle Sam.
There he is. And a few little presidents with him, right?
It's basically Mount Rushmore moving in our direction beneath him. gorgeous.
Yep. The Uncle Sam
colorful.
balloon flying through the streets. Debuted in this parade, one of the oldest, Dave, debuted in the parade in 1938 first and flew until 1940. So this is a real retro balloon, I guess you'd call it,
Now,
right?
I think what we have to admit here, to be honest, he has probably had some face work done, but he is still nowhere near as old-looking as his age would indicate.
Well, he's a recreation of the original 1938 balloon. So this new version has been here for the last 3 years. He looks like he's moving a little. He's
He looks a little
shaky there.
flimsy,
Whoa!
I've got to tell you.
Gonna keep him away from the windows over there.
All right, you know what? John Tartaglia has been in Times Square, and we're going to check in with him right now to find out how the crowd is enjoying it. Oh, Rod, too. I forgot.
Come on, man.
Rod.
It is amazing, the gum collection on the street. They have everything in New York. You know, I'm here with my friend Gabriella and Kaylin, who's a little scared, I think, and this is Jose, and we are having a great time. Isn't this parade amazing?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's your favorite part so far?
Everything.
Everything. It's a magical, mystical parade, ladies and gentlemen. That's what they have here. New York is amazing, huh? Where are you guys from?
I'm from here.
You're from here? From Brooklyn. I love Brooklyn. Oh my gosh, maybe I can come over and have turkey with you, huh? Okay, I got a date for turkey.
All right, John Tartaglia and Rod, of course, trying to get a last-minute reservation. You got to plan around Thanksgiving. Hey, listen, there's so much more to come. We've got great weather, a great crowd, and you complete the picture.
Thanks for being with us on this Thanksgiving Day. We'll have much more coming up right after this in our Thanksgiving Day celebration here on CBS. Welcome back to the Thanksgiving Day Parade right here on CBS. I'm Hannah Storm along with my buddy Dave Price.
You bet. One of the most challenging things about coming to New York City around the holidays is having enough time to take in everything there is to do, especially all the great shows there are to see.
Right.
So we decided to bring some Broadway to you.
Yeah, we know schools are on vacation today. We're going to be practicing some spelling anyway. The song says it all, why we like spelling.
Here now, an exclusive performance from the Tony Award-winning gem, the 25th Annual Putnam County Spelling Bee.
The chaotic life of a 12-year-old is too hard, and you never know what's coming next. But in spelling,
in pathologic analyze,
and in spelling,
there's some reader denied. Though at school we seem strange, at the B we seem better.
As we count out each letter in our mind,
and we find
we like spelling. People love to hate us because we're too damn smart.
In our hearts we do not believe that we'll succeed.
We're annoying
because we think on our feet. I'm enjoying my new need to compete.
We love nouns, that's our sport. We love talcum on our towels. We love consonants and vowels, and we feel kinda real. We like spelling.
I like spelling too.
It's a way to not feel rotten.
All the slights are all forgotten, and you feel almost normal. We are fearless spellers who love scary words. We're nerds with the dictionary on our knees. Underrate us
With our chronic congestion,
please debate us.
that's a stupid suggestion.
Cause we'll pummel your butt when we prove who knows what.
Though we're frightened by the sound of the bell. Ah, we love words, 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 we love spelling. I love spelling too. That's before I choked on that word brought so much spit up that I'll never recover. The chaotic life of a 12-year-old is too hard, and you never know what's coming next. But in spelling, things have logic and line, and in spelling, there's some greater design.
Though at school we seem strange, at the B we seem better.
How about it? Great music, everyone. Glad you're with us. Like the famous song says, I love a parade. And we're going to have a lot more for you coming our way, including another great performance by Big and Rich.
Can't wait to hear that hot country band, plus more floats and balloons and marching bands. And you know who also is going to pay us a visit at the end of the parade, the big guy. Don't miss it. The Thanksgiving Day Parade will be right back here on CBS.
Welcome back, folks. We're live at the Thanksgiving Day Parade here in New York. Happy holidays. I'm Dave Price.
And I'm Hannah Storm. And when you're celebrating the holidays, you have to pull out all the stops. We've got a performing duo who knows just how to shake things up.
They came from Nashville. Their new album is called Coming to Your City, and now they're taking over the nation.
Once again, performing from the intrepid Sea, Air, and Space Museum, Big and Rich.
Sisters, do you listen when it rains? Are you worried something's gonna end it all today? Is there anything that you would wish that you had said? Or is it all just bouncing like a bubble in your head? Run, run till you're far away. Run, run till you're far away. Than a supernova train. Shame it's got to deal with all the demons in your brain. Tell me when you're ready, we can kiss and say goodbye. Or if you want to, me and a few friends are gonna fly. Run, run till you're far away. Run, run till you're far away. It's time for you to start the show. If you want to blow my mind, it's time for you to let it go.
Happy Thanksgiving, we're big and rich, yeah! Yeah, love everybody!
So that's big and rich from the Intrepid Museum. We want to update you on something that happened just moments ago here at the parade, right behind our broadcast position here in Times Square. The M&M's float was moving around significantly in the wind. The crowd was oohing and awing. And then if we can see a shot of this, I don't know how close you guys can see, there's a light post there that it bumped up against.
Now what happened was one of the side ropes, two of the side ropes in fact, that hold up that balloon clipped this lamppost. You can see it's somewhat of a chaotic environment right now. That lamppost came down in the crowd.
Right, what happened is, as I was watching it, Dave, and we saw it, is that the lamppost actually, there was a tear in the side of the M&M's float, that the float bumped up against the lamppost. The light dropped onto a crowd of spectators, and there is someone getting medical treatment right in there as we speak, as emergency personnel have rushed to the scene.
It had been going from side to side. It got clipped, and there was still forward motion on that balloon, and that's what tore off that light cone, not the entire post, but the cone that hangs off and over the street. Police were there within seconds, and right now they've moved people out of the way. They've kind of blocked the area, and there's someone in that crowd administering some sort of first aid. Police have now come in. We're still, if I'm not mistaken, waiting for an ambulance at this point.
Yes,
but they've cleared out the area.
And the parade, meanwhile, is continuing by. They got the M&M's float off of the path as it deflated almost immediately, but it was scary and almost surreal to see this light go crashing into the crowd, and reminiscent of what happened in 1997.
Now, of course, everyone at the parade takes great caution to make sure that these balloons fly only in a very, very carefully set up safety margin. 23 mile per hour sustained winds or gusts higher than 34 miles per hour. And I've got to tell you, although I don't know the last recorded wind speed along the parade route, and we're checking on that right now, it seemed well within those limits. It did not seem like there was an extensive gust of wind which blew through here.
And there's a look at the massive light, actually, so you can imagine that that's quite heavy, which fell into the crowd. Several years ago, there was a Cat in the Hat balloon which crashed into a metal lamppost, and it injured 4 onlookers. Thus, very, very cautious about safety concerns here. And there's always a discussion the morning before the parade as to whether or not the balloons will actually float.
Now, that M&M's float, by the way, weighs 515 pounds, so it is not terrifically easy to maneuver. And again, one quick gust of wind can, swing that in one direction or another. We're going to take a commercial break right now. We're going to continue to gather facts, and we'll be right back. You're watching coverage right here on CBS. Welcome back, everyone. We want to update you on what's been happening. I'm Dave Price, along with Hannah Storm. We told you we've taken a break from our parade coverage as a large light from one of the street lamps high above Times Square has come down, apparently on someone in the crowd. We're efforting more information. As of 11 a.m., what we do know is this, though. Winds were out of the southwest at 10 miles per hour in Central Park, with gusts recorded to 21 miles per hour. You're looking at live pictures from the scene, and that is exactly where the light snapped and what the other light looks like.
Right, the M&M's float was shifting quite dramatically from side to side. The crowd was oohing and awing. The float hit a lamppost, knocked the light right off of the lamppost, and it fell into a crowd. We have an unconfirmed report that one woman was skimmed by that falling light, and that she apparently is not seriously injured. We hope that's the case, and again, we will effort more official information as we get it. But as you can see, that there is a lot of emergency personnel which has come to the side here in Times Square, and meanwhile, Dave, they're actually rolling some of the other floats by. The crowd has really been calm here.
Yep, St. Luke's Roosevelt EMS has arrived with their ambulance. We'll continue to watch that, everyone, for you, but in the meantime, we want to continue to move along with our parade coverage. We want to check in right now with our friends over at the NFL Today, Greg Gumbel, Dan Marino, Boomer Esiason, and Shannon Sharp, who are going to update us on what's going on this afternoon. Greg?
All right, thank you, Hannah and Dave. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. From all of us here at the NFL Today, I'm joined by Dan Marino, Shannon Sharp, Boomer Esiason.
Happy Thanksgiving,
each and every one of you.
Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody
It is
out
a
there.
big day for football, and we want to remind you we have 2 very special holiday stories to share later this afternoon on the NFL Today. We've seen what the Cowboys' Keyshawn Johnson can do on the field. Now you'll see his efforts off the field, determined to help a Texas high schooler paralyzed in a freak football accident.
I'm in a position to help, and I want to do it.
Denver's Tatum Bell lost his mom at an early age, but through that tragedy, he gained the father he'd never known.
With all that, it was a bonding process, and we still bonding today.
So that's on the NFL today, and then after that comes a pretty good football game between Denver and the Dallas Cowboys.
Yes, and both of these teams are division leaders, and you look for the Dallas Cowboys to use that young defense to stop the Denver Broncos run. I think that's going to be the key in this game for both teams. Can Denver run it, and can Dallas stop the run? I'm looking forward to watching the game. I'm looking forward to eating some turkey, too, boys.
I didn't cook it up. Did you cook it up? What are you going to have?
No, I'm having a little bit of possum, a little bit of raccoon, a little bit of soft shell turtle. I'm staying away from turkey.
You know, I got to tell you something about this game. First and foremost, how about Keyshawn Johnson, what he's doing down there? That's a terrific story. It's a great piece. Wait till you see this thing. And I have to tell you that these teams are vastly improved. The Broncos, the Cowboys, Thanksgiving, and I'm spending it with my family right here. It doesn't get any better than that.
I was going to ask you, other than the turkey, is there anything better for Thanksgiving Day than football?
I don't think so. I'll tell you what, this is basically a staple in this country, and it's two great teams.
And, you know, tune in to see Shannon eat the possum. We look forward to seeing everyone later today, 3:30 on the NFL Today. Let's go back to Hannah and Dave.
Chicken. All right, thank you guys. Denver Broncos versus the Dallas Cowboys. We'll be watching again starting at 3:30 today, and we are also continuing to watch the developing story right here. One person is being brought to St. Luke's Roosevelt Hospital right now. EMS is on the scene, and we'll continue to gather more info.
Right, we understand a woman has been taken to St. Luke's Roosevelt Hospital. Early reports are that she is not seriously injured, and indeed we hope that is the case.
Now this is the second person apparently being wheeled away by the fire department EMT personnel, but there was one woman who was brought into a St. Luke's Roosevelt ambulance. That ambulance has not left as of yet, but she is being treated in that emergency vehicle right now.
It was absolutely packed here, Dave. I mean, you have 2.5 million people out here. The area around this lamppost there was a huge crowd there, and really in a split second, this M&M's float hit the side of the lamppost. The light went falling, and we certainly hope that no one is seriously
injured. On a much lighter note, we were talking all morning about the nimbleness with which these handlers need to steer these floats, and we'll also take a moment to tell you that the people who are handling these floats are simply not amateurs who just show up. These are volunteers who are trained to maneuver these large floats through the city of New York. We're looking at some footage right now of another float beginning to work its way through the area.
JoJo's Circus.
But they're very, very large.
As skilled as they are, though, and you know what we mentioned is the wind gust. That's what they try to take into account when they decide in the morning before the parade whether or not these floats should go up. And one wind gust can be extremely dangerous, and that's all it took. And
well, we will wait and see as they continue to investigate what may have caused this mishap. In the meantime, though, we'll take a commercial break, and we'll be back with more parade coverage right here on CBS. There is Santa Claus, there are the reindeer and the elves and Santa's helpers. This really means it's the start of the holiday season. He's got all the reindeer gang with him, Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid and Donner and Blitzen. They each stand 12.5 feet tall with an 8-foot antler spread.
I love his carriage. It's 50 feet long. It's a replica of a winter snow goose, green velvet upholstery, and Swiss silver bells. And, of course, reminding everybody in the crowd that tomorrow, what are we going to do? Shop.
And don't forget, Mrs. Claus is on there, too, to make sure everything is organized. Oh, we hope this is the start of a great holiday season for you. It has been such a wonderful day as we've watched all of these terrific floats and participants proudly parade down the streets of New York.
Well, it's been special to share our Thanksgiving Day with you. And we'll be right back to wrap things up after this. You're watching the Thanksgiving Day celebration on CBS.
The Thanksgiving Day Parade on CBS. This program is sponsored by Fisher Price, where your child's favorite characters help them play, laugh, and grow. By S.C. Johnson, a family company. And by JCPenney. To fill the season with wonder, unwrap the magic. It's all inside JCPenney.
Thanks to all of you for being with us for our Thanksgiving Day celebration here on CBS. And a big thanks to our on-the-street reporters, John Tartaglia and his puppet Rod, and also Gary Valentine, but marred by a bit of a mishap today.
You bet. We're going to continue to follow those developments. Stay tuned to this CBS station. And on behalf of everyone in our CBS family and the 200 people who put on this parade, make it a great day. It's so nice to be celebrating this holiday with you. Enjoy the holiday. Make it safe. And may it be a healthy, happy holiday season for us all.
Dave, happy Thanksgiving, man. Great being with you.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Take care.